Welcome back to Morgan's video blog, Morgan's online blog in video format. Today I'm here with looking for boredom, taking a break from my writing. Now, I'm not a professional writer. No one is paying me to blog or vlog. No one is giving me deadlines. Well, no one outside of my head. In this day and age, everyone is encouraged to have a side hustle and to monetize that hustle. When you're a writer, you're always encouraged to be working on your next thing. And so that's what I've been doing. So let's talk about what writing projects I have going right now. I have my fantasy that I'm actively querying. I have the rough draft of that sequel waiting on the final version of book one before I do any more there. I have my middle grade contemporary fantasy that's in the middle of revisions. I have my gender bent Robin Hood rough draft that doesn't know if it's a female-female romance or an adventure. I've got my 80% drafted space fantasy. And I have 3 polished short stories that I'm actively submitting, 18 drafted short stories from my quote-unquote nano of shorts, where I did like 50,000 words worth of short stories like 2 Novembers ago. I've got random poetry, a lot of it themed for Inktober, and I have obviously my weekly blog and vlog and podcast posts. Very little, except these posts, are in a finished state. So where does this leave me? Well, always feeling like there's work to be done. That list I just went over, it doesn't go into my writing adjacent projects. Beta reading for friends, weekly author spotlights, slush reading for the Oddville Press, volunteering at science fiction and fantasy conventions, helping with query rewrites, and running social media for several writing groups and a science fiction fantasy club. There's a reason I use Trello to track all of my obligations. You can see that video. Plus, of course, the monthly open mic night for writers and the 2 weekly live streams I'm usually on. And, of course, my never-ending to read bookcase over there. Plus, what's on my Kindle. Both reading for fun and also because that's what you're supposed to do. You need to know what's in your genre, you need to read what's new, and reading widely is supposed to make you a better writer. So, after months of making token progress on my space fantasy, I am taking a break from my writing. Not from the blog or the vlog or the podcast, not from the weekly live streams, not from the readings or any of the adjacent stuff, not from querying novels or submitting short stories, just the writing and editing. So, why am I taking a break and why only that portion? Well, I mean, a lot of it comes down to how much focus I have. So for starters, I like my social media followers. Hi! And any missed week takes almost months to regain sometimes. Besides the fact I like having the satisfaction of an unbroken posting streak on this vlog and on my blog. And most of the rest requires having an opinion but not creating, which is a lot less work, even if it is equally time consuming. Secondly, the writing and editing had turned into a drudge. Not in the must put butt in seat to make it happen sort of sense, but in the I'm here because I blocked out this time, but I'm really kind of phoning it in. And that's not a mindset I can use for quality work. Thirdly, I struggled to focus on more than one personal project at a time. To be brutally honest, before I was writing, I hit the gym regularly. I lifted heavy weights. I was in the best shape of my life. I mean, in between binging World of Warcraft and Minecraft, I was never not a geek. But after years of working on the writing thing, though, compounded by a pandemic spent working from home in this very chair, 3 steps from my kitchen where I could easily go a day without taking 1,000 steps. Well, my fitness is not where I want it to be. So I'm using my Oculus that I got myself for winning, quote unquote, NaNoWriMo to play Beat Saber, getting that cardio in. I'm actually using the weights a friend gave me when their workout room became a nursery, and I've stopped with the snacking. Once my clothes start fitting a little looser again, it can be an activity and not a personal focus, but right now I'm not there. And finally, I've already fallen behind my 2021 goals, and I've done this before. And the one thing I've learned is if I spend the next month playing catch up, I just get further and further behind. Many of my goals are based on what I can do in a good, focused month. You know what? An online quote reminded me, if you give your best every day, that's not your best, that's your average. And I can't give my best every day. Have you seen that meme, like 2 hands shaking and the left one labeled, not writing because I'm stressed, and the right one labeled, stressed because I'm not writing? Well, when my writing starts to turn my everyday into this meme, that's not sustainable. At least not for me. So now I'm looking for boredom. I'm trying to catch up on my reading, my beta reads, my slush reading. I think I'm up on the slush. The main convention I help with is at the end of May, so my time will be increasingly spent on activities for that. A couple family members close to me are having or have had babies this year, so family visits are happening. And I'm super excited. I am the type of person who can fill her free time with projects. House projects, gardening projects, woodcraft projects, computer projects, with reading, with endless phone games. By taking an intentional break, I want to catch up on all the things I let pile up that aren't writing related. I want to bask in my downtime until I start to wander around aimlessly, wondering what to do next and not feeling like anything. I want that boredom. And then when I go back to my writing, I'll be refreshed and ready. What about you? How often do you take a break from your writing? Have you ever needed to? Are you the type that only does NaNoWriMo, or do you write every day? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching, and tune in again next week for more writing tips and writerly musings. Bye-bye.